In many Boston neighborhoods, it's a practice that dates back decades, and the passionate debate about space savers has been raging for almost as long. Today, the city began removing the many different objects that people left alongside curbs to save the parking spots they've been digging out storm after storm, and the move elicited mixed reviews.
I think everyone in the city is so fed up that they're going to go along with the mayor's decision.
People put a lot of work into shoveling out their space, and if there was some place to put the snow and everybody could have a space, that would be fine.
I think it's just too early, like a couple more weeks, or if they can remove the snow from the streets.
Many of the space savers may be gone now, but the battles are far from over. A lot of people are still trying to stake the parking spot claims in any way they can, and the fights are getting downright dirty. So joining me tonight to debate the true merits, or lack thereof, of space savers are Maureen Dahill, a staunch space saver proponent and South Boston native, and Gustavo Quiroga, a passionate space saver detractor who hails from Lower Roxbury. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
All right, Gustavo, you're up first. Make the case against space savers.
Well, I can completely understand you spend hours cleaning out your spot. You don't see a plow coming anytime soon to get rid of the rest of the snow. But this is a bit of an outdated policy that we really need to think about the fact in this city we need to come up with a better solution that doesn't pit neighbor against neighbor, doesn't create a hostile environment in our neighborhoods all season long, all winter long, and frankly allows the city to do their job in clearing the full breadth of the street so that we are actually clearing to the curb and giving more space for parking. All
right, I saw Maureen nodding supportively as you were talking, but I know she doesn't buy a word you're saying. Give me your case against space savers.
Well, I'm pro space saver.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Or it depends on how nimble you can be. Yeah, give me your case. Give me your case for it.
Well, I feel like there was so much snow. You shovel. You spend hours shoveling it. I feel like you deserve to keep that spot.
For how long?
For 3 months. No, only kidding. I think 48-hour rule is a decent, rule of thumb. Sometimes it could be longer. I mean, we had 2 historical back-to-back blizzards this year, so I think that's why the mayor was a little bit more lenient with us. So I think 72 hours would be
72
perfect.
hours. Okay. Now, do you, in fact, use space savers yourself?
Yes, I do.
All right. What's your preferred object of choice?
A safety cone. Classic.
Safety cone.
Classic.
Old school.
Classic.
Old school.
Understated elegance.
Yeah.
All right, Gustavo, I need to point out, and I hate to put you on the spot here, but you, in fact, are not a car owner.
I'm not a car owner, no. And
so how dare you, sir?
No, but I think this is an important piece of the argument. This is an issue that really actually affects everyone who uses our city streets, the public way. And it actually has a spillover into our sidewalks and how we can access the street from the sidewalk. It has an impact on me as a bus user, the fact that the streets are now more narrow because the plows are not able to get to the curb because there's cars there. This includes, by the way, those culprits who let their cars sit there for months at a time.
That's part of the problem, too. On my street alone, on M Street, there's 23 cars that are still buried in snow.
Lord, 23?
Yeah, I counted.
That's crazy. We got to figure out a better solution. It's not beyond us to figure out how we can do perhaps, alternate side parking, just like we do for street cleaning. Figure out a way that during a storm, one side of the street, you can't park there, so the plows can come and clear it. You're going to have a full street to park on.
Okay, but I'm going to disclose here, I in fact live in the suburbs, so this is not really a fight that I need to be involved in personally. But if you try to do alternate side parking, there just wouldn't be room for all the cars, would there?
I agree. I think that it's a good idea, but I don't think there's physically enough room to do it because with the snow, and then cars would be double parked. I know in my neighborhood, because that's what we do during street cleaning. We double park on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I know what you're saying.
It's free and open, but I don't think there'll be nowhere to put the snow.
That may be the case, but I think what we also have to look at is kind of like how things are changing in the city. We have more and more young residents moving into the city, more and more choosing not to own cars. Those who do, we're going to have to figure. It's not beyond us to come up with a solution where we work with private garage owners. More parking is being built in new development across the city that is underground or in a garage. We got to figure that out.
Well, let me ask you about that, because I would think that this winter, among other things, has made the case for not depending on the T if you can in any way avoid it. I commute by car. I used to miss taking the T, and I'm really, really happy I haven't had to deal with the hassles over the past few weeks. So
I haven't taken the train, I think probably since January. I usually take it every day. I take the bus now. The bus has been much more reliable, except for the fact that it's congested on the streets because the streets are overflowing with snow.
All right, I got to ask you guys before we go about space saver vigilantism. There was an episode in Somerville recently that was chronicled on Universal Hub. Someone took umbrage at their space being taken and left a trash can on top of the car along with some bags of dog poop, apparently. I think I can say that on PBS. In response, the car's owner affixed this great note. Hello, I hope you find this note finds you well. I found your dog poop on my car. I'm so sorry. I don't know how that happened. Then they said that they were leaving it back on the perpetrator's car and that they notified the police. Isn't this, Maureen, the seamy underbelly of the space saver tradition?
It is the ugly side of space savers. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who takes it too far, or I don't know. So there's always issues like that. There's always crazy notes that get written, threatening.
Tire slashed?
Tire slash. You don't see tire slashing too much anymore.
I actually just heard in Charlestown someone had a knife pulled on them recently. We got to come up with a better solution for this. It's not just in Southie, it's all over the city.
That's horrific. Don't put dog poop on anyone's car. Guys, Maureen Dahill, Gustavo Quiroga, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
No problem.